this is how using Gimp as an image maker, an image editor, makes you feel, right? There are so many billions of little functions that you can do on it. Okay, I was at this moment moving a selection, right, or resizing a selection. If you press shift at the same time as you press right or left, it doesn't move the selection, it moves whatever part of the image is in the selection. But this, I'm not in the move tool, I'm in the resize selection tool, and I want the selection to move. What the heck are these people thinking? Oh, but maybe under these circumstances you might want to do this. Blah, 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 blah. This Gimp is insanity. It takes the most simple things and it makes them into just some weird, disastrous mess that you can't use. There are 5,000 things you need to keep in your mind at any moment when you're using it. Oh, have I accidentally left this setting off? It's bad enough in Photoshop. Photoshop I can do because there's the maximum amount that a person could store in their brain as they're working to make sure they don't mess up. Okay, you've got your layers, you've got your blah blah blah, whatever, fine. Subtract from or add to, right, I get it. But Gimp takes that and multiplies it by 10. So it's impossible for a human being to keep that many variables in their mind at one time, and you end up going, what the hell just happened with this software? I've been using this software now solidly for over half a year, and there is no way in the world with my intelligence, which is good, that I could possibly be at the bottom end of the bell curve of people who understand the software. The software is bad. The software is wrong. It's a mess. It's an exercise in overdoing something. It doesn't work. What does it take to get through to the morons who are producing this trash? It doesn't need to be so bad. How do you get this message through these people? There is some kind of curve that someone can draw whereby there's a point at which you must not make the tool more fiddly than it needs to be. Okay, you just don't do it. I don't know how to put this. The tool should be great, but they've made it do too much all at once. You can't. No human being. It would take a person 10 years of their life to actually get their head around this crap software to be able to use it. It doesn't need to be so, oh, maybe in this instance you'd like it to do this. You don't need it. Keep it simple. You've overdone the software. You've simply overdone it. And you can overdo this stuff. It's like cooking. You can over-egg the pudding. You can over-bake the cake. You can overdo things, and these guys need to be brought under control. Yes, it's open source software. I really don't care. All of this stuff, whether it's commercial or open source, you need to apply the same principles and rules. These rules are inviolate when you are designing anything from a space shuttle to a toothbrush to a program that's supposed to help you make images do what you want them to do. It's very simple. No, it's not. It's really complicated. Okay, it's complicated, but you are making something that's already complicated even more complicated. As a result, the number of times that I have to literally take my hands off of the keyboard and mouse and walk away from the program is far too many. Okay? I know what I'm talking about. I use this thing all the time, and I've seen people on the forums. Someone goes, "Why is Gimp so bad?" And someone goes, "Oh, it isn't supposed to be that bad. Maybe you're using it wrong." No, the tool is bad. Gimp is bad, and it's the problem. It's not bad through. It's not bad through incompetence in terms of. Technically, it should be world-beating, but these idiots keep fiddling with the wrong parts of it. It's crazy. Imagine taking your car into a mechanic's and saying, yeah, there's a problem with the brake. And they give you back your car and it's got a rocket booster on it. And you're like, why have you put a rocket booster on my car? Because we could. Because you might want a rocket booster. Is the brake fixed? Well, you know what I mean. These people, they're not doing the basics. The way that the thing I saw an entry about this program on, I don't know, I looked up on Google or something, and someone had said clunky, and clunky is a pretty good expression for it, but it doesn't need to be so. It could be streamlined. It really could be streamlined. And you know, there's other people saying, well, welcome to open source. Yeah, I get it, but why? Even in open source activities, surely there's some way of applying design principles to it. The problem is that Gimp should be, hands down, the finest software in the land, and at the moment Adobe Photoshop is flushing itself so fast down the toilet that Gimp could just say, well, you know, let's just take the place. But it can't, because it's unusable garbage. It's unusable. The time I waste stopping what I'm doing in absolute jaw-dropping frustration when I'm using this software. I literally have to stop what I'm doing and walk away and do something else to calm down, because the developer has gone, oh yes, I think it's a good idea if blah 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 blah, and they're out of control. This, funnily enough, makes me think about the value of commercial enterprise, because commercial enterprise doesn't suffer this stuff. Adobe is kind of going down that route, weirdly, because it's not listening to the user, that's for sure. But it was listening to the user, and everything that's good about Photoshop is historical. It's everything that they put in when they were listening to the user. Gimp doesn't have to listen to the user. There's no economic pressure for it to. I get that. But it still could, through the application of a little bit of sense. A little bit of sense. Stop yourself, Mr. Programmer. Yes, but... No, stop yourself. Literally, have the ability to pull the reins of your horse in and control it. Because they're not in control at the moment. The metaphorical horses, they're not in control. They're not under the control of the person. They're just wild and free. And I get that you should... The wildness and the freedom is wonderful. But still, I mean, imagine if you designed a space rocket, yeah? If that's a commercial sort of enterprise, that you have to work within constraints, and it becomes sensible. It is sensibly restrained, hopefully. If open source developers were making a space shuttle, that space shuttle would not only go to the moon or wherever it was meant to go, it would go shopping, it would go swimming, it would go and create world peace, all on the way to the moon, but all you wanted it to do was to go to the moon. So open source is chaos, and commercial enterprise actually is rigorous, as long as it's listening to the customer, which Adobe isn't. So what do? I'm recording this video, and I've recorded many such videos. This is my most vociferously emphatic one so far on this particular topic, but it needed recording. I'm sick to death of this product. It's a disaster, and I'm forced to use it because I'm coming to the end of the project I was doing with it, and I've done many images with this software. I know exactly what it can do. Yeah, there's some things that I haven't done on it, but the bare basics I have done to death, and it is bad. And the people developing it need to really get some leadership. Someone needs to, let's say, no, we're stopping now, we're going to cap this for a minute, we're going to stop improving it, and just get back to the basics of it. Tear it to pieces, sift through all of the forums, which are screaming at you to stop making it so convoluted and complicated, and simplify it. And then you'll have a world-beating piece of open source software. Wonderful. Just exercise a little bit of control and you'll be there. Gimp.